Hello, welcome back to Reads of an Apple. My name is Stacy. I'm here to start week 36. My hair is a mess. It is 9 o'clock. Monday night. Happy Labor Day. Did not have to go to work today. Yeah, it's been a busy weekend. As you can see, boxes are gone. Things are completely rearranged. I took some B-roll clip on Saturday, so I'm going to pop that in real quick. So yeah, I ended up doing 6.5 to 7 hours of reorganizing, cleaning. As you can see, that first little clip was when I pulled out all of the boxes that just had holiday stuff in it, and then I organized it out. There was a tiny little bit of Easter stuff. There was like 2 boxes of Halloween stuff, and the rest was Christmas. And I got them into, I actually had some tote bins that stuff was in before, so I put stuff in tote bins. And I got all of that in my tiny little storage unit, which is great. So that is only holiday stuff. I did have to pull my winter clothes out of there. There wasn't enough space for both of those in there. But I was able to kind of finagle them in the bottom of my closet underneath where my clothes are hanging, because it's a walk-in closet. And then I moved like my bed sheets and stuff that I had in like little bins in there to my underbed storage, because those have just been empty since I moved in. So it's crazy. I will have to renew my lease coming up soon in the next few months, and I'm still like unpacking, although granted a lot of this is like storage unit stuff, and still just trying to figure out shelving things. I think I know what I'm going to do for the rest of my board games, I have 2 big boxes of board games that are sitting over there now. So what I think I'm going to do is get another 5 bookshelf and do slightly rearranging, and then I'll put like the family style games like the Monopolies and the Life and the more like easier family friendly games over there, and then leave all the strategy stuff, which is mostly what's here anyway. And then I have a little 6 cubby hole that I was thinking of kind of rearranging things in, because some of those can be consolidated. Some of them don't necessarily need to be right in that. And then that will fit perfectly under my little overhang here for the bar. And then I can put my tea here, my little tea cart. And then I'm going to move Cheese's food and water dish over there as well, instead of in the hallway going to the laundry room and the craft room. And then today has been laundry and cleaning. Then my final B-roll clip was Taylor Fest. Taylor Fest was back in Fort Collins Saturday night, and we went. And we left early. We left just after midnight, and I guess we're going to like 12:30 or something. But you know, we had my boss and Matt and Jen, and then their 8-year-old daughter, and it was super fun. I meant to grab it. I got my first friendship bracelet, which was super cool. I got separated from people, and so I was just by myself, but I was like, I was just screaming the lyrics and dancing, and 2 girls kind of like adopted me into their group, and then they gave me a friendship bracelet, and I felt really bad because I wanted to make them, but then I ended up not making them. But we will be making them for the movie. We already have tickets. And so it started, like the music-ish Taylor stuff started at 9. I don't think I stopped dancing until I went to get a glass of water. And we were sharing like a cup of water a couple of different times. But when I went to go get a cup of water, it was 11:40. And then I would like took a step and I was just like, whoa, I've just been dancing and not like walking. And I was like, oh, my body feels weird. And then I sat down for a couple songs because I was just like, I need to rehydrate. I was sweating like crazy. It was so hot in there. But yeah, so I got home like 12:30ish and then was still kind of amped up and went to bed. It was pretty fun. I was a little disappointed. They have like the stage and a bunch of people can go up and dance on stage in front of like, it was at the Aggie Theater, which is a local theater here. And they had like 3 different, like there was like the mosh pit and then there was the second general area and then there was the third general area next to the bars. And then there was like the big stage and they were inviting people up to kind of dance if they want to dance up there. The amount of people that only danced during either the popular songs like the 1989s and forward, the amount of people that only danced during choruses or only sung along during choruses. And I don't want to be gatekeepy, but I'm like, if we're going to go and stand in front of everybody and be like, I'm the Swiftie, I'm going to lead the dance party, and then not dance half the time, I can't tell you how many times I looked to other people and I was like, why are they not dancing? And I don't know what happened later on, because like we missed the last half hour of it, but justice for Holy Now. Apparently the Fort Collins Swifties don't care about Holy Now. People weren't really singing along. They did a little bit during the chorus. Nobody was really dancing. They were just kind of hanging out. I was like, I never stopped dancing until I sat down at like 11:45 or whatever. But I was just like, Holy Now, Holy Now, Holy Ground. I was like, how can you not be dancing to Holy Ground, especially when that chorus hits? Like, justice for Holy freaking Ground. Like, I remember when Red first came out, and that was like one of the songs I would dance around in my room to. I just, that was the thing where I was just like, that's where I got a little like, really? We're not going to be dancing to Holy Ground, people? Come on. Like, and then they did a lot of the chants that they do at like the Eras tour, and some of them are fine. A couple of them I'm just like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, some of the Taylor chants are super fun. I just, and I'll do, like, I used to know all the fan chants for Super Junior. I haven't like done them in a while for when they've done comebacks on stuff. But I don't know, some of them are just like cheesy, and it's like stuff that people have like come up with like on social media or whatever that have caught on, and not something that has like come from like Taylor or Taylor Nation, although it could have, who knows. But a couple of those, I was just like, okay, I don't know why we're doing this. But like in Bad Blood, they do the rap part when there was the remix with Kendrick Lamar, I think it was Kendrick Lamar. And so like people will say some of his lines in the original normal version of Bad Blood. They did play Better Than Revenge, and on the lyric change that was changed, they like blurred the music so you couldn't hear what the words actually were. So I don't know if they were playing the Taylor's version or the original version, but You could hear some people saying matches, but you could hear most of the people I feel was saying mattress. I said the matches because I was like, even though I wasn't 100% on board for the change, that's Taylor's version. That is what Taylor wants that song to be now, whether I agree with it or not. So I want to respect what Taylor wants for that song, kind of a thing. But I don't know. But it was super fun. I was so sore, especially my feet yesterday were so sore. I ended up soaking them this morning because they were still a little sore. So yesterday I didn't do too much, but overall it was super fun. Plus I listened to Taylor in like preparation all day. I don't think I didn't take a picture of my outfit. But it's the same outfit I'll probably wear for the Theater Eras tour. But I did a tank top, black dress, and then like the front kind of ended at the knees, and then it had a little bit of a train. And then I got a brown flannel. It doesn't have the orange notes that Evermore does on the cover, but I got a brown and black flannel, and I wore that over and rolled up the sleeves. And then I wore like my ivy leaf earrings, and then I wore my Jonathan Seagull pendant that was my grandmother's in honor of 1989. So I was folklore with a touch of 1989. So, but yeah, I had fun. As for book stuff, I did finally get my copy of An Earl to Remember by Stacey Reid. It came with this stupid now in larger print sticker that's like printed on it. I hate those things. But it's fine. I'm excited to read it. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I was super excited to finally have it. I know this is an Overboard retelling, so I love Stacey Reid. Super excited to have a new book from her. And then because the Taylor Fest was downtown, I ended up taking the bus downtown just because I didn't want to have to deal with parking and stuff. And now it seems like my serpentine belt or one of the pulleys might be going out of my car, which happened after I was already planning on taking the bus. And then at that point I was like, I'm definitely taking the bus. So I made sure I got downtown early enough. And then I hung out at Starbucks while I was waiting for Patty and Hattie to show up to hang out. And I tried my first pumpkin cold brew. Usually I just get like the pumpkin spice latte, but I tried the pumpkin cold brew because it was like still 90 something degrees. Oh my gosh, that pumpkin cold brew foam or whatever they put on top, delicious. I have found a like healthier mock recipe kind of thing that I'm interested in trying that seems like it's just half and half, or there's like an oat milk something alternative, and pumpkin, and then whatever pumpkin pie spices you want to add to it. So I might try to make that at some point because that would be a lot cheaper, and I can make like a blender pitcher full of it, and then it'll last me like a week or something like that. So I might try that at some point. If I do, I will let you know. But anyway, while I was at Starbucks, I started Revved to the Max by Melanie Moreland. This is the first book in her Reynolds Restoration series. I am now 42% of the way through. My Kindle says I have about 2 hours left in it, so I plan on finishing that tonight after I take my shower. This book has been on my TBR for a while. I think I might have mentioned it during my September TBR, which I will pop up above if you haven't seen it. But the third book in this series is the book club book for the Buzzing About Romance Patreon book club this month. And I like to read things in order, even though these are interconnected standalones. So, but the first book I saw as a rec when it first came, I think probably when it was released, or when like the second book released, something, or when Melanie had a new release or something like that. But it was wrecked in Claire Kingsley's newsletter, and I immediately added it to my TBR because she said it definitely had vibes. especially similar to Unraveling Him, which is one of my favorite Claire Kingsley books. So I was pretty interested to jump into it and just kind of take my time going through the first 3 books until book club. It's taking me a little bit longer to get through it, but like I showed you, I had a lot going on Saturday. And then yesterday was more cleaning and just trying to relax a little bit. And then like doing my Sunday chores. And then today has been doing the bigger chores that I do. Like I swept and mopped and vacuumed all the rugs and did some cleaning around where my table is now free. And I've had some other projects and stuff that I've been wanting to work on. I will show you. Here's my to-do list for Labor Day weekend. These 2 items are tomorrow. I'm starting those tomorrow. So it's like in like the couple days. This was a maybe item, which I'm gonna hold off on doing for now. I think these 3 items were maybe items that's just stuff I need to do, but there's no like time limit kind of a thing. Yeah, I said these 2 I was doing tomorrow. This I'm currently doing, fill my week 36 open. And then this one up here was potentially put together my project bags for Christmas projects, because I got all of my stuff in my little crochet notebook and got my Ravelry queue updated. I got the list of yarn that I either need to buy more of or like little add-ons that I need to do. Like I need some wooden dowel hooks and things like that. And then I also got the list of yarn that I need to pull and put into and make project bags out of, so I can start like working on Christmas gifts. So a lot of stuff happening, a lot of different kinds of things. Yeah, so yesterday I did a lot of computer stuff like that. But anyway, I'm 42% of the way through this. When I started it was really kind of weird because I was reading it while we were in line at Taylor Fest and stuff. And this definitely is like close enough to be slightly weird to me. Because I am an office person at a repair shop. We don't do cars. It's all lawnmowers, and small engines and like snowblowers and things like that. So basic premise is Charlie is in a bad situation. This is set in Canada, and she's got a really creepy landlord. Her roommate has basically stolen her rent money for the past 3 months, and instead has been doing favors for the landlord instead. And now she has stolen basically anything valuable that was Charlie's, run off, left her with like 3 months back rent. And the dude is super creepy. She just lost her job because the place she was working for closed down. And so she's in a tight spot. And she ends up kind of agreeing to be Max as our hero. His girl Friday is how he advertises for it. So he needs someone to do like the office stuff for his mechanic shop in a small town. It's like smaller than the small town. They go to the small town for like provisions and stuff. But she also is going to do like housekeeping and cooking. And, I mean, let's be honest. She's basically going to be, his office manager and his like housekeeper kind of a situation. But she gets paid, she gets free room and board, that kind of a thing. So she ends up finding some money in a really sweet scene of like wallets that her father had given her every year. She finds some money hidden in a couple of them. And that is enough to get her a bus ticket and get out of there and get her a night at a motel so she can leave a day earlier than she was supposed to meet up for this new job. And she ends up having a one-night stand with Max. And her name is Charlene, and she goes by Charlie. And of course, Max assumed when they were talking online, when she was doing like applying, so to speak, for this job, he thought Charlie was a boy. So yeah, they have a really hot one night stand. They both feel that there is a deeper connection there. Unexpectedly, they just click really well together. And then the next morning when he meets her at, cause she stops like in the town before where she was supposed to meet him at the bus stop. So they aren't even like in the town where they're supposed to hang out or where they're supposed to meet up, and then he'll take her back to his place. And then he finds out it's her, and he like threatens to not take her and to leave her, and she's just like, I gotta like, give me 2 weeks to show you. He's kind of a dick about it. And you know, she has Saturday afternoons and Sundays free, and they get there on a Saturday and they go grocery shopping, and she cooks food, and he's a grumpy grouch that is not handling his attraction to her at all. He's so grouchy because he's so attracted to her, and he doesn't want to cross that line now that he knows like who she is in his life. But she's just doing her work, and she wants to try to help him update things and get things cleaned up, and he's just being his grouchy mechanic. And when she walks in and talks about the office, and it was really weird because it's the way that she's talking about parts and things like that. Like, that's my job. Like, I'm kind of the parts person with doing inventory and ordering, and I mean, my boss also does it, but I've kind of taken it from her, as well as like writing up tickets and all this stuff. But so she's talking about parts and invoicing and all of this, which is all stuff that I do. But then when she talks about how when she came in and there's just paper everywhere and things are just old fashioned and organized in a weird way and not filed properly. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was like a mix between that, working for the small engine shop, and then when I used to have a second job as the office manager of a landscaping company. And when I started, that was very similar. It wasn't like completely trash like this situation, but everything was old school paperwork, and like old, like I'd have to make copies of something and it was made on like Windows 98, and I'm like, I have no file for this. I either have to recreate it or we're gonna make copies of 10-year-old copies, kind of a thing. And so I had to do a lot of like updating in that, and so it's like really weird how similar some of the things that she's having to do is to my main jobs the past few years, like 10 years or whatever it is now. So I was just like, this is like hitting a little too close to home, kind of a thing. There was at one point I looked over at my boss and I was like, this is just really weird. And I kind of gave her a basic premise and she was like, oh. And so, but you know, I'm enjoying it for sure. This is a little bit of an age gap. He's like 37. She is, I think she said 24. So like early to mid 20s. So it is a little bit of an age gap, but she's definitely one of those that's older and more mature for her age, kind of a thing. And I'm just enjoying the chemistry between them. And yeah, so yeah, we'll see. I can see myself wanting to binge the next 2 books, but I might try to throw in some other things before I dive into really anything else, but we'll see how my timing goes. I'm hoping to kind of read a little bit more, but like I said, I had 2 things here on my to-do list to do tomorrow, and I plan on starting my Drills and Chills vlog. So I have one of them to start my audiobook. I have an audiobook I'm going to start tomorrow, and then to kit up my fall diamond painting. So I'm going to do that tomorrow and start my vlog for that. So we will see. I might get sucked into crafting into audiobooks, and I don't think there's audiobooks for these. I'll have to look that up. But if you could tell, my voice is still scrouchy. I sung to every single song. I felt like I did my job as a Swiftie. I knew all the songs that they played. They had a couple of deep cuts, but not really. I feel like maybe Holy Ground was one of the deepest cuts that I heard. I mean, maybe I think Better Than Revenge, I guess, would kind of be a deep cut. I feel like people don't really know that one as much. And they also played Story of Us, which I lost my frickin' mind. That's one of my top Taylor Swift songs. But yeah, when we left, I had like no voice. And then it was better as we were talking on the way home. And then yesterday when I woke up, I was like, hi, kitty. And I had like no voice. And I haven't really been talking. I've just been doing stuff. Like I've been talking to the cat a little bit and to myself, but I haven't like talked since I haven't like filmed a video since Friday night. So I can feel my voice is still a little bit scratchy from singing and screaming lyrics for like 4+ hours straight, but it's fine. It's fine. So I'm gonna stop blabbering at you. Let's do the quest calendar, and then I can get a shower and hopefully my laundry will be done. If you can hear that, I'm sorry, but I got my normal laundry done, but I found I forgot I put a couple of the boxes in the corner there that had like my old t-shirts and a lot of my mom's old like t-shirts. So I plan on doing a t-shirt quilt for myself for a lot of my old drum corps t-shirts. And then I was gonna do I'm washing stuff that was in the storage unit basically. And then I can fold them. And what I plan on doing, I don't know, I might have talked about this before, but I plan on doing like t-shirt quilts for my family. So I want to take pictures of the t-shirts, and then I saved some of her like California king size flannel sheets to use as backing, and then I can just do like a spreadsheet kind of thing and just be like, write your name on what t-shirts you want, and then that way other people can fight over who gets what kind of a thing. But yeah, so I'm excited because a lot of projects I have in my brain and I have going on, I took a lot of good steps for them, and I've been kind of slacking and then beating myself up on things lately. I mean, it's still a mess in here. There's still a lot to be done, but I'm feeling so much better about the situation, and I sat down and I was doing stuff at my kitchen table earlier, and there's like stacks of board games at my printer on there, which I want to make sure my printer is still working fine because that was in the storage unit, but mostly for scanning because I want to start scanning like photographs or like fun little things that my mom saved that was like artwork from us growing up. I found like a letter I wrote to her when she was got her gallbladder removed in 1998 that made me tear up. And so like things like that I want to scan, and then I can recycle like stuff like that because I don't need to keep like the actual paper. I'll scan it and keep a digital copy kind of a thing. So a lot of things, a lot of balls in the air, but I'm feeling, if you couldn't tell, I'm feeling a lot less stressed about the situation. I'm feeling better about just the space that I'm in. My bar is still a freaking mess, but that's because I've been using my bar to organize things, and yeah. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And so let's do the quest calendar now that I've wasted 3 more minutes of your time, right? So we have been playing the Sundial Games quest calendar. Fun fact, they are a Colorado-based company. If you have not seen any of my weekly vlogs, this is a daily calendar with Saturdays and Sundays combined that is inspired very similar to mechanics used in D20 based tabletop role-playing games. So think Pathfinder, D20 Modern, Dungeons and Dragons, that type of thing. The theme is the Void Spark Chronicles. So this is sci-fi space opera. So think Star Wars, Star Trek, Firefly, Battlestar Galactica, that kind of thing. I do get the deluxe version. and it comes with the Hero Companion book. I highly recommend this. If you play one of the pre-generated characters, it comes with all of them pre-leveled up for all of the like skills and things like that. So that makes leveling up a lot easier. They did make some changes for 2023, including making it landscape now. And there are removable stickers for equipment and ship upgrades. And I highly recommend the Hero Book Companion. It's great. So here is our ship, the Karnak. We are the interim captain of it right now because our captain got captured. And then I had to fix my paperclip. We have been playing as Zorilla Tur. She is Urzin, and our class is a Mystic. So there we are. So we have 2 days to do. We have this weekend, and we have today, Monday. So we'll do a basic rundown of the page and then just jump into it. So usually we have a full page of artwork. Everything in this script type font is going to be our story. This is specifically a combat page, so this is showing us the number of enemies, how many rounds per enemy, and then what we'll have to roll. If it's a not combat page, there will be a box with block style font of the same font like this, and that'll be the mechanics of how we are playing that page. So we are in a town. We're hoping to get some parts to fix up our ship, and there's like a local thug group who have been kind of bothering people, and the parts that we need are previously spoken for by this thug group, but the person that is selling these parts dropped some hints that there may be something we could do to help the situation and also help this town that we're in. So let's see what happens. Oh, okay, unexpected. All right, it looks like we have a chance to add to our crew if we would like. So a couple citizens of Rustboro just witnessed you standing up to the gear horns. They are interested in joining your crew. So one is a merchant who gives integrity and persuasive, and one is a navigator who gives integrity and piloting. Now I know that our crew slots, all of our crew slots are full, so we would have to replace those, and so, I mean, we would be switching something for persuasive and switching something for piloting. And I think we're okay on those. I don't think we need to, I think I like where we're at, skills wise from what we get from crew members. So I think I'm going to leave it as is, and we're not going to hire either of these people. So thank you, but our ship is full. So there is that. I will say, though, when you play your weekend pages, there is a new fun little thing added in the 2023 version, and that is this box here. It's called the Sunday Lottery. You have the choice, if you would like, to roll a d6. If you do roll a 1 or a 2, you lose a little bit of money. If you roll a 3 or higher, you gain a little money, not bunny, my goodness. So I'm going to do it. Odds are always in our favor on that. And it's a 1. I need to stop saying that. I feel like every time I say that, I roll a 1. So we will lose 2 credits from that. From that Sunday lottery, not Saturday laundry. Lottery. Oh my God. You can tell it's getting late. And my laundry, I heard my dryer just stop. So I'm like, oh, I hear that. So there's that. Let's see what today, Monday's page, brought about. Okay. So it looks like we're trying to find like the secret hideout kind of area of where this like gang thug group hangs out. Okay, so the person you were following left the city and disappeared into the surrounding jungle. You suspect she's headed to report to her boss. So 1, find the tracks, and 2 is follow to the base. All right, so find her tracks. This is an intellect roll reminder investigator. So we do have investigator, and our intellect is a 1. So we get a +3 to our D20 roll. And that is an 18. Nice. So 21. Okay, if the result is 15 or more, you spot her fresh footprints in the mud and should be able to follow the trail towards her base. Gain a +2 bonus to follow her, number 2 below. Oh, I should also mention, I didn't. Everything that you need to do to play that day's page is on the back of the previous day's page, so you can't spoil yourself. I usually mention that. I didn't today, but now I have. So, number 2, follow her to the base. So this is a wisdom roll with survival. We do have survival, I believe. Yep, survivalist. And our wisdom is a 4. So we get a +6 plus our bonus of +2 from our earlier roll. So +8. That's pretty dang good. So, another 18. That's weird. It was almost a 5, and then it rolled one more tick. Okay, so 26. Wow. All right. If the result is 15 or more, this trip proves to be near effortless for you. Your target never notices she is being followed. Great. Okay. And that's good. We got the best result. If not, we would have had to encounter a predator pack. So that is that quick quest calendar for you. So I'm going to pull my clothes out of the dryer and go take a shower, and then I'm going to spend the rest of the night reading in bed and relaxing. So I will hopefully see you tomorrow. We will see, but I'll try to be better at filming clips this week now that I've gotten a bunch of stuff off my to-do list this weekend. 3-day weekends. Man, I love them. I mean, technically they're 3.5 because we closed early on Friday, but I get so much more done with 3-day weekends. I feel like I just am able to push through so much stuff because my thought is, oh, I have Monday off, so I can do nothing on Monday if I want, and I'll just cram Saturday and Sunday full of things. And then I ended up doing a bunch of stuff today anyway, so I really pushed it, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but I'm pretty excited to get going on a couple of things like I mentioned before. But I'll stop rambling you. Have a great night. Hello. It has been a while since we have last chatted. According to my calendar, Monday, September 4th. It is Sunday, as you could probably tell from my football jersey. However, it is Sunday, the 17th. We are a couple weeks later. You probably have already realized this from the thumbnail, but we are combining last week and 2 weeks ago. So after filming, I got pretty sick. You can tell I still have a little bit of mess happening, but I actually ended up taking not this past Thursday, but the previous Thursday off work, and I never miss work. I hardly get sick. I feel like I get sick every 1.5 to 2 years, but when I get sick, it is like I am down for the count. And I lost my voice, and I wasn't feeling good. I only got out of bed on Thursday basically to feed the cat and go to the bathroom. It really knocked me for a loop. And I've still kind of had gunkiness happening, and I haven't been reading very much. I had so much sinus pressure, I couldn't even read happily. But when I started to feel better, I did pick up an audiobook, and I have finally finished one book in the month of September, which is bonkers because like I said, today's the 17th. And I've read one book this month. So yeah, that's not good. I can't remember if you saw, but things have changed. Things have changed a lot over here. Who knows if this was like this in the last clip, but things are organized, things are moved. I did that during the weekend of Labor Day on Saturday, and then we went to the Taylor Fest thing. Okay, yes, you did, because we did talk about the Taylor Fest. And yeah, so I have some more projects. I finally got another tall 5-shelf bookshelf to match this one here for my other board games, and hopefully I can get the boxes of board games that I have fit inside that other bookshelf, and I don't need a third. Well, technically I have a 3x3 cube storage, and I have 2 5-shelf bookshelves, so hopefully I won't need anything else. We'll not talk about, and that's specifically board games. We're not going to talk about the built-in cubby shelving system that's around the corner here that has all of my role-playing games and books. But yeah, so things are going. I've got laundry going, so if you can hear the dryer, I am sorry. I've got my bar cleaned off. I got boxes organized. I've got all of my holiday stuff put away. I think I already told you craft stuff is over here to kind of go through. I've also been kind of working throughout the last couple weeks on the last little bit of clothes from the storage unit. I have 2 loads left, my nice blankets, and one more batch of like t-shirts and stuff that I saved from my mom. It's really weird. The last load I did was clothes that she was wearing a lot when she passed, because she was planning on selling the house. And so when she passed, like 85% of the house was packed up in a storage unit already, which definitely, I think, made the situation a lot easier when it occurred, because we didn't have to immediately go through everything and pack it up because it was already kind of gone through. My mom got rid of a lot of stuff, but those were like stuff that she had in her closet and that she was still like wearing on a regular day-to-day basis. And that was just a really weird moment, because I folded those shirts before, and last time I, was folding those shirts, she was alive. And we were hanging them up and putting them in her dresser in her closet. And, I usually was the person who folded laundry. That was something I always enjoy folding laundry. So that was typically one of my chores that I did. Never mind the fact that I was doing most of the chores because she, had surgery, and I was doing like most of the house chores those last couple months anyway. But it was a really surreal moment. Especially because those are ones that she was wearing. A lot of them are worn. But I'm excited to kind of get everything done. I've got stuff organized. So then the next step in that project will be taking pictures and putting together the Google Forms spreadsheet idea, and then sending it to family members. And then I'm going to be able to be like, this has a front and a back. This has just a front. Do you want the colors? And figure out sizings and being like, okay, if you want like a twin size thing, that's blah, blah, blah t-shirts. So, the t-shirt quilt project is moving forward, which is good. It'll be really weird to cut them up to make the t-shirts, or to make the t-shirt quilt, but yeah, it's a thing. And if somebody just wants the shirt, I'll also be putting sizes or like pajamas and stuff if they just want the set of pajamas and nobody else wants the material for the quilt. But I'm going to do it so other people can so if my sister and my brother want the same shirt, they can find it out among themselves instead of me having to make the choice, because I don't want to be the one at fault. I'm going to tell them, this is what we have. Please choose something. And then if we need to get extra material to just fill in, I can get like licensed Snoopy material or just yellow material or whatever. But yeah, so it's it's been a project and things, and I definitely this weekend, or at least this morning, have been working on trying to catch up on some of my chores because I just wasn't feeling well at all last weekend. My sister actually has also ended up coming over 3 times. She came over on Sunday last week, and then she popped over Wednesday night after work, and then she was over most of the day yesterday, and we played through Arceus, the board game, which I showed you recently. In one of my weekly vlogs came in, and we have completely played through the campaign. We both got super into it. It's a little unfortunate that I still haven't gotten my missing miniature from Ankama, but it is what it is. Hopefully it'll show up at some point, or at this, or I'd happily take a refund for it. But yeah, so that was super fun. And we're kind of trying to figure out what our next campaign style game is, because my sister and I both definitely are into the campaign, long story, cooperative games. But even though we want to get my brother and his girlfriend apart, wrangled in and to play it all together, they're a lot more wishy-washy with their time to sit down and play board games. And my sister and I are very much okay with I'm gonna be over at your place at 9:00 and we will play until we're tired and someone has to go home, kind of a situation. So she came over at 6-ish, 6:30 I think was by the time that she got here Wednesday night, and she left at 12:30 in the morning. So we played 6 straight hours of board games Wednesday night. And then yesterday she came over 9:30ish, 10:00, and she didn't leave until 6:45. But that's because I had book club last night. So I was I had plans. Otherwise we might have picked up something shorter, or we would have played another round of some of the free play stuff in our case. But it's just fun that my sister's back in town, and if we want to have a day playing either different board games or just sitting through one big long section of a campaign style board game, it's nice to have somebody else to play with. Some of these I would like to play solo, and have solo options, but it's also fun to do it with 2 players because we can both run 2 characters, kind of a thing. So we can get that bigger group experience, but not have the decisions be spread out around 4 people, and it's harder to come to a consensus when it's just me and her, and we both have very similar playing styles, I feel like. So it's just been super fun, and it's been a really nice time to spend more time with her because it's been a while since we've really hung out since she moved to Wyoming, and I'm definitely excited that she's back in town. And we are actually now that we have finally started playing campaign games, we keep talking about getting together and playing board games, and we used to kind of always have it depend on my brother and his girlfriend. And then finally I was if you have a free day off, I really want to play Arceus, and I think you would enjoy Arceus because we're doing Egypt archaeology stuff. And I was please, come over and hang out, and we can just play the campaign game. And now that we've established that it is cool and we will have fun and we will do it with ourselves, it is great. Also in life news, my car needed a new serpentine belt, so I ended up having to take that in, which was super fun. So yeah, and then it also needed the tensioner. It needed the tensioner idler, or a tensioner arm, replaced. And then they were that kind of was loose and it was starting to shred the belt, so we should do the belt. And then they were well, we're in there, we should really just do this pulley so we don't have to have the labor to dig it all apart again. And I was okay, but that's it. It needs, they said that it needs just some maintenance stuff it's probably due for, but that was a little more expensive than I could really afford right now to do all of that. But he said overall, it's been maintained well, which is good, because I feel I don't know as much as I probably should about keeping my car maintained, and I try to do a good job. It definitely needs to be cleaned, but that usually happens at the end of every summer because I like to leave my windows cracked, and then when it gets windy, things get dusty on the inside. But I definitely, now that we're reaching fall type weather, I can spend a good amount of time cleaning my car. But yeah, so things have been happening, and like I said, I've been sick. So let's do books. And we have a lot to do on the quest calendar, so hopefully this isn't too long of a clip, but since it's 2 weeks combined together, I am okay if it is a little longer than my typical stuff, so we'll see kind of what happens. As for books, I did finish on last Saturday, or 2 Saturdays ago at this point, the 9th. September 9th. I did finish Revs and the Max. This is the first book in the Reynolds Restoration series by Melanie Moreland. I don't even remember what I gave this. I feel like I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. It was, when I sat down and like reading time wise, it was a pretty quick read. I just wasn't feeling well, so I wasn't reading. But I enjoyed this a lot. The third book in this series was our book club book for last night. So I wanted to read things in order. And I really enjoyed this. So this was, whose book was this? This was Charlie and Max. And I think I might have talked about it a little bit in the last clip, but so she ends up being his new office. Oh yes, we did talk about it because I talked about how I started it before the Taylor Fest. But so I enjoyed it. I thought the connection between them was really well done. There was a lot of physical based tension between them, but I also just feel like they clicked and their lives clicked, and I liked that there wasn't too much drama about Max feeling that he wasn't good enough, he was too old for her. Like, it was there a little bit, but I liked that Charlie just kind of was like, no, I like you, this is my choice, we're gonna leave it at that. And he didn't fight too hard, and he didn't push her too much away. We did have a little bit of the, a suspense type situation, but overall, I think it really, like, it kind of fit. Like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes these suspense type situations pop up a lot in small town romances, which is funky, but okay. You could kind of see this one coming because it was a situation to do with specifically one person, but there were a couple of people who were like the bad boys, but not in a good way, of the small town that's next to where they are, where like the grocery store and stuff is. So you could kind of tell that something might pop up with that. It was a little more dramatic than I was expecting. But, it pushed especially Max to really kind of be open with his feelings with Charlie, and, finally get that push to like, no, Charlie is who I want. Charlie is who I love. And this is a completely different situation. I know that she is a different person than the previous relationship. And then the epilogue was super cute because we were able to kind of wrap up a little bit of things for Charlie and in relation to her father's stuff. And then Max's past. And then there was a cute little coming together. And I just really loved it. I feel like I would have been okay with like 1 or 2 less steamy scenes. I don't know why that's like my thing now. I don't know if people are just adding in more steamy scenes for like the TikTok hype, or if I'm just like drawing back from wanting so much steam in a book, or maybe a combination of both. But I feel like I could have had 1 or 2 less of the steamy scenes and just seen more of them in their day-to-day life. But I don't feel like I was lacking anything from their more emotional, non-physical side of their relationship. I just feel like I definitely skimmed the last couple ones because I was just like, unless something big happens, and I'll like check the dialogue, and then I was just kind of like, yeah, and they're just going at it again, kind of a thing. So yeah, 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. So for reading challenges for Guildathon, I applied this to Conductor, which is read a book for a book club. And technically this isn't the book club book, but I am reading it for a book club. So because the 3rd book is part of book club, so I applied it to that. Which I made it work, right? I could probably change it because she is also a new to me author, so I might change it to the new to me author one, now that I think about it, but we'll see. If I make changes, I'll make changes later. For 2023 Summer Musical Tour, I applied this to the bonus, because that is all I have left, and I used it for the Super Junior subgroup KRY, because we do kind of establish a little trio in this series of Max, Charlie, and then Charlie convinces him to hire Brett as a second mechanic, and then by the end of the book, they're starting to expand bigger. But for a good portion of this book, it's them as like a little trio and getting everything kind of figured out. For Read the Season, I applied this to holiday number 3 for the letter M, which finishes holiday number 3. I have a lot left for holiday number 4, and that goes to the 22nd, I think, of this month. So I don't think I'm going to finish that unless I go on like a crazy novella binge, which I don't really see happening. But so it looks like I'm going to officially finish Read the Season and 3 holidays. For the mini Fall in Love, which is by Shelby Taggart Reads, I applied this to first book in a series, and then Joe, who was my like team leader for the romance readathon last month, she created Falling into Fantasy kind of last minute, and it will go through the end of December, and she has like a bingo board, and depending on the prompt you get, it gives you like points. So and then you use those points as to move on like a board game, and then there's certain activities that you have to do to like get past that checkpoint. So I applied this to a new to me author, which gave me 5. I can move forward 5 spaces on the board game, which is great. Then I'm trying to do this in my head. So as of Friday, where I would have finished filming the 2nd week in this 2-week bind up, at that point, it did take me a couple days to start the 2nd book in this series, which is Breaking the Speed Limit, I believe. And this was Stefano's book. And I can't remember the heroine's name, but she's a single mom. He runs into her on the side of the road when she has a tire situation, and he helps her change it. And then he kind of can tell that, you know, she's hurting on money because some things that she says about getting her car fixed, kind of a thing. So he kind of finagles and is like, I'll pay for part of it. I'll do the work super cheap. I will, you know, there's a used tire on the back I already checked. And then he is very, very attracted to her, and it is their romance. So I did start it. I feel like as of Friday night, I was 20-something%, 30-something% into it. But I definitely was enjoying this one. This was another one, which is something that I have mentioned in some of my other vlogs recently, where the first time the hero and the heroine see each other, the first thing they talk about is their physical attraction to each other. And that is something that I have noticed more and more. I've seen some discussions on it, but I have seen that it stands out to me a lot, especially for the newer releases. like books published in the past couple of years. And so this is another one that does that. And I've never, like, it's never really stood out to me until the past couple months while reading, but I definitely saw it in this one, and it definitely did really stand out to me more in this one for some reason. So I don't really know. I'm enjoying it, but it definitely feels very physical based. And so I'm trying to like put myself in the mindset where I would have been Friday night had I filmed this, and not spoil too much of my thoughts, because I want to save that for when, because at this point I have finished the book. But I want to save that for my later thoughts to talk about, because I technically finished it over the weekend. But yeah, so it has a promising start. I feel like my thoughts at the first 20-30%, it was sitting at like a 4-star for me, because I definitely wanted more of an emotional and mental connection between them to start with. But I really enjoyed Theo. He's super cute. He is the heroine's son. I don't know why I cannot think of her name. But I enjoyed Stefano's family. We got to see a little bit of his family. He has an Italian family, and that's super fun as well. So I'm going to leave it at that. And then other book stuff, I did start the audiobook. My hold finally came in. It was like 16 plus weeks on the library. Aragon. And I am not going to say much about it. I am 37% of the way through. But I am talking about this book for my Drills and Chills reading vlog. So I'm just going to say I'm reading this. I'm at 37%. I'm enjoying it so far. And I'm definitely really enjoying listening to this while I work on some diamond painting. So it's been a thing where I just want to diamond paint and listen to podcasts and listen to my audiobook. And I'm like, I have other things I need to do, and I have books I need to read physically for like book clubs and stuff. So it's a little bit of a problem, but a good problem, right? Because I want to get in the reading spirit, but then it's like, no, I got to read these books physically for book clubs. But then I'm like, oh no, I just want to do diamond painting. So I might be kind of switching on my TBR a little bit this month so I can pick up more audiobooks, because that really kind of seems to be where I am wanting to sit right now. But we'll see what happens the rest of the month. We'll see if I hit 10 books this month. But yeah, I have another book club book that is due Wednesday or Thursday this week, so we'll see if I can get that done. But there's a lot I need to kind of push myself to read through, because it took me 9 days to read one book, which is bonkers. But I think I'm gonna stop there. I'm going to take a drink. Okay. Now, over the last 2 weeks, I have gotten a couple packages that I wanted to unbox with you. First was I got a package all the way from Australia. So during the summer reading challenge hosted by Buzzing About Romance, they had like the end of summer slumber party situation, and I won a giveaway from one of the authors they had on there, who is an Australian author. So this came all the way from Australia, and it was Anna Hackett. And I am a big fan of her sci-fi stuff. I've definitely been wanting to try her romantic suspense. It's been on my TBR for a while. My favorite series of hers, sci-fi, is definitely the Edge of Aeon series. But okay, so I had no idea what I was gonna get. So I ended up getting The Investigator. This is part of her Norcross series. I definitely want to read her Treasure Hunter series. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of stuff in here. Holy moly. Okay. And so it's signed. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I have a signed book from an author in Australia. Like, my other big favorite Australian author is Alessa Thorne. So I just need to sign Alessa Thorne book, and I'm super happy. Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is the first book in the Norcross series. Let's see if it shows in the beginning. Nope, it just goes right into the book. So let's look at the back. Yep, she's got the list of her books in the back. Her Treasure Hunter Society. Yep. That one I want to read. Anomaly, Phoenix, Paramount Warriors standalone titles. I don't know. I don't see the Norcross series in the back. So I wonder if this is the first book in the series. But fun. Super fun. Okay. So let's see what extras she threw in here. So here's just a little postcard. We've got the Gladiator Warrior series, the Treasure Hunter Society series, Hell Squad, and something else. But a fun little postcard. And then she wrote a little message on the back. Super cute. And then we've got like little, they're almost like collector trading cards. So we've got Stryker from Sentinel Security, Hades, Wolf, and then with Norcross we've got the Troubleshooter, the Specialist, and the Investigator. So they're like little book covers that you could use as bookmarks, or I mean, they're almost like collectible trading cards, which is super fun. Gotta collect them all, right? But super cool. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these, but those are super fun. I love it. So there is that. Then I got my Buzzing About Romance swag pack for September, and so I figured I would open it with you because I did get my one for August, or maybe this is for October. No, this is for September. I got July and August. I got a lot last month, but I didn't open it with you guys. But I'm super excited. So we're gonna open my swag pack. I know that there's like 3 or 4 authors represented in here. So this is Shaw Ranch, Hamilton, Montana. So I don't know. It's a postcard with like a small town map. What does it say? Oh, Kelly Elliott. She is on my TBR. So this is, I guess, for her either Meet Me in Montana or Love in Montana series. Maybe they're both set in the same small town. But that's super cute. And you could almost even color it too if you want. But that's super fun. She's been on my TBR for a while. She has this really cute Holidays in Salem, like, I think it's a novella series. And it's all, what is it all? I don't know why I'm losing my mind here. I think it's all the same character, but they're all like holiday-based novellas, which is super cute. So let me try to figure out, let me try to separate these a little bit. So let me see if there's any more Helena Hunting. Okay, so it looks like we have another sticker, or a sticker, Kelly Elliott, Queen of Small Town Romance. So this is a nice thick vinyl sticker. Super cute. And then I have 2 things from Helena Hunting. So Spark House, this is a coaster. Fun. Always could use more coasters. And then this is a Handle with Care bookmark. So I'm guessing that's the cover. It says, look, but don't touch and handle with care. And then that's like the ad for the book. Fun. I haven't tried reading. I've tried reading her Pucked series, and the humor didn't quite hit for me, but I'm definitely intrigued to read some of her other stuff. Then we have stuff from Melanie Moreland, which is perfect because she was our book club one. So Cooking Up Romance Heroes. So here is Melanie Moreland, I guess her logo, vinyl sticker. Fun, which is great because, you know, I just read my first book by her and I am obsessed. And this is coming September 2022, A Sweet Kidnapping Romance. Okay, so this she actually talked about at book club last night. This is the illustrated cover for her new A Sweet Kidnapping Romance. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. My Sweet Kidnapping, something like that. But this is the illustrated cover art. There's also like a man cover for her new book, and it's like Sweet Kidnapping. And I guess he also accidentally kidnaps her cat or something. But it says, age gap, secret identity, billionaire alpha male, who did this to you? Fish out of water, frenemies to lover, he's uptown, she's downtown, forced proximity. Scan for top secret message from Melanie Moreland. Ooh. And there's also need a cookie or 12. Scan this code to order 12 free cookies. Courtesy of Mel B Sweets. Okay. Interesting. I definitely, super fun. Never heard Mel B Sweets. I definitely will look and see. Order a free dozen cookies. Heck yeah. Okay, that was unexpected. Then we have something else from Melanie Moreland. Let me pop it open. This is super thin. Oh my gosh, it's mirror. It's a mirror. It's super thin. Cute. Love it. That's like a perfect like thin purse mirror. That's super fun, and it has her logo on it. The red color is gorgeous. And then we have something else from Melanie Moreland. Oh my gosh. Look at her swag here. Oh, it's a microfiber sheet. Oh my gosh, and it has, I'm guessing, one of her book covers on it. That's so cool. It's like a little microfiber sheet for like cleaning eyeglasses and stuff. Let me just throw it on the floor here. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. That is like really good usable swag. I love that. Oh my gosh, I definitely will be replacing this. I have UV glasses that I use at work since it's so much computer work, and my eyes have felt so much better after using the glasses. I love that. I think I definitely will replace this with my glasses case at work because that is just absolutely perfect. I love it. Okay, so then we have a bookmark from Renee Rose, Get Claimed by the Bad Boy. Ooh. And then it does have a tassel, a black tassel. Super fun. Nothing on the back. Okay, and then we've got a note here from Becky. Happy September. September is here, and so are all things pumpkin spice. Hope your days are filled with cozy blankets and swoony reads. Lots of blankets, especially because I was sick. Now, I don't know if these are Renee Rose or if these are just like themed. But we've got like animals in a paw print. Oh, nope. Temporary tattoo from Melanie Moreland. Interesting. So it looks like elephant, maybe a wolf, some sort of cat, a horse, and a rabbit. Interesting. Does she have shifter books? Interesting. And then this is Mine to Protect, Mine to Punish, Mine. Holographic, wolf shifter. Love it. And then this is My Boyfriend is a Werewolf. Love that. Oh my gosh. So fun. And then Club Eclipse Shifters Only. This one's also holographic. But it's got like a Howling Wolf logo in the middle. And then another holographic Howling Wolf, but it's got the moon phases on it. Love this sticker. And then warning, watch out for werewolves. Super fun. I feel like all of those might be for an author, maybe for Melanie Moreland, since she has that one. Since this is apparently Melanie Moreland, but I don't know. But I love these. I love moon phases. I am here for it. I am mine is something I love, especially coming from a shifter. I don't know. This is probably my favorite. I don't know why. I can't tell. I wonder if it's clear. I feel like I definitely need to be turning some of these stickers into magnets and maybe do some rearranging on my magnetic bookshelf. Let's see. It does. Okay, so this is a clear one. So I think if I turn this into a magnet, I'll just put the entire thing and not take the backing off so I can still get the gorgeous silver foiling, but I love it. Okay, there's those. That is super duper fun. I love it. So let's do the quest calendar. We have a lot to do. So we're going to go through Friday the 15th. So we have like 10 days to do. All right. So where we left off, September 4th. Oh, that's right. We were trying to find the like group of thugs in this town. And then if we take care of the thugs, then we'll be able to buy some special part for our Void Spark machine. Okay. I vaguely remember where we're at now. So let me take things out here. And alrighty, so it looks like we're going to have some sort of combat here. It looks like we found the base where these guys are hanging out. You walk up to find a small clearing with some guards patrolling around a door that must be the entrance to the Gear Horns hideout. So A, sneak past the guards, B, distract the guards, or C, attack the guards. I definitely am going to try to sneak past the guards. Let's try to avoid some battle, and maybe we'll get some bonuses here. So, A, sneak past the guards. So this is a dexterity roll reminder stealthy. So our dexterity is a +5, and we do have stealthy, so we get a +7 total. And our roll is a 12, so 19. If the result is 13 or more, you take your time to quietly observe the guards' patterns to their patrol. You leave and make a quick movement to the door. You get past them unseen. Collect 3 credits for a reward. Perfect. So I'm just going to keep a tally here on this note of what we are getting. So +3, and that's it. And that's it. So that's it for that page. That was super quick. Love it. Okay, so there was Tuesday, September 5th. All right, so Wednesday, September 6th. There we go. Looks like we got to some sort of locked door. There's a lock on the door. Get inside before the guards find you. So 1 is enter the code. 2A is pick the mechanical locking system. 2B is hack the access panel. 2C is break the door down. And 2D is blast the door down. So I'm probably going to go with A or B. But let's see. Enter the code. The following numbers have been entered into the keypad, but some numbers are missing. The digits 1 through 9 must be each used once. The solution is at the bottom. Okay, so we've got a little square here with the numbers. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be doing like a Sudoku kind of thing. So 4, 3, 2, 9, 4. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can kind of figure this out, and then I will be back. Okay, so I think I guessed it correctly. We will check, but so I think it's a magic square. So this was just my math here. So what I think it is, because it gives us the 294, and my guess was this is a magic square. We'll see if it wants to zoom in. But it says 294 down this column. And that adds up to 15. So if it's a magic square, that must mean everything should add up to 15. So if my guess is correct, it should be 276, 951, and 438, because that gets all columns, all rows, and the diagonal to equal 15. So that should be what the answer is, unless this is a different type of like code. So solution. It is a magic square where the sum of each row and column and diagonal equals 15. Cool. So I did figure it out. It's not too hard. So 276, 951, 438. Perfect. So we got the code correctly. Love it. Okay, if you guessed correctly, the system disables the emergency door lock, but you still need to get past the main locking mechanism. Gain a +4 bonus to all options for number 2 below. Okay, so we have pick the lock, hack the access panel, break the door down, blast the door down. Not doing the last 2 options because I feel like that will make too much noise. So either the dexterity or the wisdom base with locksmith or computers. I think I'm going to do the wisdom based one because our wisdom's a 4, but our dexterity's a 5. But we have computers and not locksmithing. So I'm going to go with option 2, hacking the access panel. So that gives us a total of +6. Plus our bonus +4. So we get a +10, which is awesome. And that is a 10. So 20 is our total. Okay, so 2B, hack the access panel. If the result is 16 or more, you manage to open the door. Perfect. Love it. Open the door. We are moving on. Okay, so doors open Wednesday, September 6th. So Thursday, September 7th. Okay, we've got some bad guys. All right, you enter the bunker and there are brutish gang members that immediately recognize that you don't belong. They draw their weapons and begin to attack you. They are armed with disruptor weapons. All right, so we've got 1 round each for 4 different brutes. Okay. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it. So, all right, attacking. So our attack is a +8. And that is a natural 20. Heck yes, starting out strong. So 28 to hit. On Brute 1, we needed a 16 or more. So our damage is 3d10 plus 3. So that is 14 plus, whoa, another 9. Wow, okay. Plus 3. So we are at 26. Damage. Yeah, we needed 12 or more to kill the brute. So brute number 1 is dead. So brute number 2, once again, we are at a +8 and we rolled a 13. So that is 21. If your attack roll is 18 or more, perfect. So damage on brute number 2. Okay, so that is 13 and 6. So 19 plus our 3. So over 20 damage. Once again, 22. This one needed 10 or more to die. So brute number 2 also dead. On to brute number 3. That is a 13 again. Weird. So 21 to hit brute number 3. That is attack roll 17 or more. So brute number 3 is hit. All right, so damage, whoa, double 5. So 10 and so 12 plus our +3. So 15 damage on brute number 3. And this one needed 11 or more. So brute number 3 is also dead. On to our final brute number 4. Okay, that is a 19. Nice. We're just slaying these guys. So 19 on the die. We needed 17 or more to hit the final brute. So damage on him is 14, 19 plus our 3. So once again, over 20 damage. And he just needed 10 or more to be killed. Okay, so collect 1 credit for each brute you killed. 4. If and we did not experience a malfunction at all. So we get 4 credits. So I will make that note, plus 4. Whoop. Okay, we killed all 4 of those brutes. I'm sorry, but you are now dead. Don't join a gang. Okay, alrighty. Now we are on to Friday, September 8th, and we've got a map. It's a map. Fun. The Gearhorn's hideout lies before you. You have already dispersed many thugs in the gang. Search for the leader. So, typical map rules: begin at the X, navigate around the hideout, visit each numbered room along your path, explore and resolve each room before you choose your next. I just like to pick the route that we are going to go so we can just kind of move through. Okay, so here's the X. So we will hit room 1 and then we'll come up. This is room 2, it looks like. So we will do room 2, and then it has a little walkway back here, and then we'll come down through room 3, then we'll hit room 4, and then we'll hit room 5. So we'll just do a full circle of the place. Which is weird because for once it actually follows it numerically. The route that we chose. So, room number 1. If you have guards cleared, noted down, we do not. So, if you do not have guards cleared, noted down from an earlier page, a guard from the outside entrance discovers that the door was opened. He enters to find you and attacks. Okay, so we have to fight a guard. So, attacking, that is a 12. So, that is 20 to hit. And this random guard, it needs 17 or more, so damage. 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, wow, okay, and then we just rolled a 10. So 22 plus our 3, so 25 damage. And he needed 11 or more, so we killed this random guard. Okay, so that is in that entrance hallway, so then going up to that top room, room number 2. A small storage room contains several weapons and ammunitions of poor quality. There might be something useful here. So, intellect, reminder, investigator. So, our intellect is a +1, and we do have investigator. So, we get a +3. And that is a 12. So, that puts us at 15. Let's see if that is enough. You find some high-quality weapon accessories. Gain 3 credits. You also find a solar grenade and a blue key card to put into your inventory. Okay. Fun. I need... What did I do with those? I'm going to use this package. Okay, so we get +3 credits. Right? +3. And then we get a solar grenade and a blue key card. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so on to our next room. So that was room number 2. So then we're go through that long hallway down into, looks like a bedroom area. This chamber holds several prison cells. Most of the cells are empty, but few contain dejected and emaciated prisoners. Do you want to free them? Yes. Gain 1 virtue point and dexterity and locksmith. We're already at our max of +10 virtue, so you know what? We're just continuing to be good characters. Okay, so dexterity, reminder, locksmith. We do not have locksmith, but our dexterity is a +5. And that is a 19, so 24. All right. If your result is 15 or more, you free all the prisoners from their cells. Yay! Okay, so into that big center room, number 4, you look through a slit in the door and see a throne room. It must be Jabari, the leader, sitting there. You may stop now, or you may explore the other rooms before returning here. I'm going to hit that last room, and then we will come back. So the final room, the sleeping chamber contains several beds that are kept cleaned. The gang must be well disciplined. Perhaps the members were once in the military. Interesting. Okay. A little bit of world building. So back to room number 4. So once again, as you can see on the picture, here's where we started. We killed the guard. We went up here, found the fun things. This is the prisoner area where we freed them. Then this is the throne room that we found. And then this is where the sleeping quarters of the gang members are. So we're going to come back to room 4 and just move forward. So rip the page. Okay, so this was last weekend, Saturday the 9th and the 10th. Alrighty. You enter a room and find Jabari sitting on a throne. He must think highly of himself. He appears calm and orders his thugs not to fire on you. Okay, so 1 is hear his offer. Then 2A is order him to surrender. 2B is convince him to retire. 2C is waste no time and attack Jabari. And 2D is turn and leave. So let's see what the first portion is before we decide. Okay, hear his offer. I don't know who you think you are. No one here has ever heard of you. You obviously have enough skills to make it where you are now and still be standing here alive. I am impressed. I lead the largest organization on the planet. Do you think I got here by letting every nobody challenge me? I have no intention of quarreling with you. I'm just going to make you an offer and you will turn around and leave. Okay, so our virtue is we are at positive plus 10. So if your virtue is 7 or more, Jabari gives you 25 credits. I mean, thank you, but I don't want to take your credits. But okay, I guess he'll just give us 25 credits. Okay, so order him to surrender, convince him to retire, waste no time, or turn around and leave. I'm going to convince him to retire. Let's see if this will work. Okay, so this is a charisma roll, reminder, persuasive. So our charisma is a plus 2. Let's see how this goes. Okay, that is a 12, so 14. If the result is 14 or less, we need one more. We need one more. Should we use our reroll? Because we get 1 free reroll a day. Let's do it. Let's do that. And then we also have a one-time plus 4 bonus that we could also use at any time. 17. All right, we used our reroll for the page. But that is now a 19. So, Jabari hesitates for a moment. Gain a plus 2 bonus to your damage rolls on the next page. Okay. Well, he hesitated, but it sounds like he's not going to retire. Okay, so there is that. Now, before we move on to last Monday's page, it is our weekend page, so we get to do the Sunday lottery if we so choose. So I will roll our D6 and see if we get to gain any credits. And that is a 3. So gain 1 credit. So I will mark another plus 1. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see. I'm assuming we're going to battle because we got a plus 4 to damage. So, yep, it looks like we are now battling. It looks like we might deal with the thugs. Yep, we've got 4 thugs here. So, I'm assuming the following day we'll deal with Jabari. But Jabari has no intention of letting you go. He was keeping you occupied while his thugs surrounded you. He calls out his men. He calls out to his men with a simple word: kill. Great. Alrighty. So 1 round each, 4 thugs. Let's just get right into it. But we get our bonus on damage rolls, which is great. Okay, so attacking thug number 1. That is a 13. So once again, we are at a plus 8. So 21 to hit. Okay, so thug number 1 needed 18 or more. So now we are at 3d10 plus 5. With our extra bonus. So that is 15. So 6. Wait, no. That was 15, 21, plus 5. So 26. Nice. All right. So 26 damage. We needed 10 or more to kill thug number 1. So thug number 1, dead. All right. On to thug number 2. That is an 18. Nice. So we are 26. He needs just 17 or more. So thug number 2 is hit for sure. Let us see. All right, so that is 11 plus 12 plus our 5, so 17 damage on thug number 2. And he needed 12 or more, so thug number 2, also dead. On to thug number 3. Okie dokie, that is a 9, so we are at 17 to hit. Thug number 3 is 16 or more. Great, great. Whoo boy, I love it. I love that we pad our stats so that even when we don't roll super well, we have a good chance of hitting. Great, 16, another 10. And, oh wow, and then another 9. Okay, so that's 25 plus our bonus, so 30 damage. And thug number 3 needed 13 or more. Also very dead. All right, thug number 4, our final thug. That is a 15, so 23 to hit. Thug number 4 needed 17 or more. So damage is, that is 16 double 8s. And 1, so 17, but we get our plus 5, so 22 damage. That is exactly double. Thug number 4 needed 11. So collect 1 credit for each enemy you killed. We killed all 4 of the thugs, so plus 4. Alrighty. On to, so there we go. These are the 4 thugs that we killed. On to, I'm guessing, Jabari maybe? Or, whoa, okay. Not what I expected to happen next. Trapdoor or something? Jabari and the thugs smile as you step onto a trap door. The floor gives out from under you, and you find yourself falling and grasping at the edges in desperation. So A, try to grab onto the ledge, or B is try to land safely. So let's see if we get any more options or more description. Nope, we do not. So I'm going to try to grab onto the ledge. All right, so this is a strength roll, reminder, athlete, and danger sense. We do have both of those, which gives us a +2 each. And our strength roll is a -1. So we are at a +3 for this. $16, so 19 total. Okay, if the result is 16 or more, you jump to the ledge and grasp it tightly. You survey your predicament quickly. You won't be able to climb up. The thugs step up to the ledge and will step on your hand to cause you to fall. One gets close enough to you that you might reach out and pull them down with you. Strength roll. Okay, all right. Not where I saw this going. Okay, that is a 19, so -1, so 18. If the result is 14 or more, the thug loses his balance and plummets into the hole. You drop down after and use his body to soften your landing. You loot 3 credits from his unconscious body at the bottom. Okay, he's just unconscious, not dead. All right. So we get 3 credits, I guess, because we're taking time to loot his body. All right. Sounds good. Okay, if you say so. Alrighty, so there's that. There's the trapdoor that we fell into. Let's see what Wednesday brought. Oh my god, what are those? Skull worms is what the table says. Those are terrifying creatures. I don't like those. I don't like them at all. You look around the pit you've fallen into and hear chittering in the darkness. No thank you. As you spot large skull worms creeping up to you. Jabari was keeping them as pets in his lair. Oh, those are gross. I don't like them. So we have 3 of them. And it looks like damage, strength. So attack and damage, and then potentially a strength roll and potentially a constitution roll. So we'll have to see what happens there. Okay. All right, so skull room. So we're just getting straight into it. So attacking, once again, we have a +8. Okay, and that is a 10. So 18 to hit number 1. This is 17 or more. So we hit skullworm 1. So damage is 16 plus 2, so 18, and then we're back to our normal +3 damage. So 21 damage. Okay, so we needed 13 or more. Skullworm number 1 is dead. On to number 2. Okay, that is a natural 20. We don't like these things. So 28 is our total. Once again, 17 to hit. So damage is 8 plus, what is this? Is this a 6 or 9? That is a 6. So we're at 14 plus our 3. So 17 damage on number 2. And this one needed 12 or more to be killed. So number 2 is killed. I was nervous because we were under 20, and you never know, right? Even though we've gone way over in damage, you never know, because this is a new creature for us. So that is a 13 on the die, so 21 to hit. Skullworm number 3 needed 18 or more, so perfect. All right, so damage on him, that is 16 plus, so 23 is our total damage. And that one needed 11 or more. So Skullworm number 3, also dead. So collect 1 credit for each enemy you killed. Perfect. And we don't have to worry about getting poisoned or infected or anything like that because we hit enough and we did enough damage. So plus 3 credits. And we will move on. Okay, so those are the creepy creatures that we killed. Not fun at all. All right, so it looks like we have potentially found a ladder and a way out of this pit. Love it. There must be another way out of the pit. You begin looking around to find an escape. Well, it looks like we found one. So 1 is search the pit, and then 2A is unlock the hatch, 2B is break the hatch, 2C is blast through the hatch. Okay. All right, so number 1, search the pit. You find a way out through a ladder that leads to a hatch. You also find piles of bones in the pit. You weren't the only live meal that was fed to the skullworms. Well, they're dead now. Okay, so intellect roll reminder investigator. So our intellect is a 1, and we do have investigator. So we get a plus 3. Alrighty, so that is a 12. So 15 total. Nice. So if the result is 15 or more, just barely, you find 6 credits among the bone pile. Okay. Alrighty. We're just accumulating lots of gold here. All right. Love it. All right. So either unlock the hatch, break the hatch, or blast through. I'm going to try unlocking it. So this is dexterity roll reminder locksmith. Once again, we do not have locksmith, but our dexterity is a plus 5. So that is a 17, so we are at 22. Love it. Okay, so if the result is 16 or more, or wait, no, that's breakthrough. I'm sorry. If the result is 16 or more, you release the locking mechanism to open the hatch. Great. Love it. Okay, we are free-ish. All right, so last page, Friday, September 15th. Ah, that's right. Put your hands up. Surrender, Jabari. You surprised Jabari in his sleeping chamber. How long were we down there? And he surrenders. No one's made it out of that pit before. I guess my reign is over. What will you do with me? So we've got execute him, release him, or turn him in. All right. I think turn him in. I don't want to just execute him. I don't want to release him. So turn him in. Gain 1 virtue. You turn Jabari over to the authorities in Restboro and hope the system works. He should be judged by the courts and serve time in jail, but he could be executed or even set free if he has the right people in his pocket. Well, we did the right thing, right? You are given a reward of 25 credits for your effort. We tried to convince you to retire, and you decide to send us in to weird, creepy creatures instead and try to have your people kill us. So I am feeling less to do about you, sir. Okay, so plus 25 credits. Crazy. And that is it. That was Friday, September 15th. We're all caught up on the quest calendar. We're just over an hour on this clip, but you know what? For 2 weeks, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So yeah, I think I'm going to end here. And I'm going to leave whatever I read this weekend and whatever for the beginning of next week's vlog. But I can already feel my throat was a little funky. So I might wait and leave that for tomorrow, and I'll just do this weekend and Monday's update together. But you will see when you watch the following week's vlog what I end up doing. But thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I've been a little bit absent, but like I said, I was sick. I wasn't reading. And you know what? It was kind of nice to have a little bit of an unplanned break from BookTube. And I did have a couple of videos filmed, so it didn't seem like it was as long of a break. But I definitely want to do better at trying to do some pre-filming when I can. Just so that if I am doing a lot of board gaming or plans, I at least have like extra stuff. But with my weekly vlogs, they kind of take a hit, but that is fine. I am not beating myself up for it. I'm trying not to. I definitely was beating myself up a little bit when I was sick, because I was like, I took the day off from work because I was sick. I could have at least tried to do things around the house, but I just didn't get out of bed. And I was like, no, you were sick. Don't beat yourself up. You needed the rest. But I'm still just like, I took the day off of work, so I should have done something productive with my life. But I have to not, like, it took me, like, I had to keep, like, stop beating yourself up. You're sick. Let it be. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this. If you'd like to leave me an emoji down below, leave me something that makes you think of board games, a pawn, dice, something like that. We've had lots of board game talk this video. If you'd like to just leave me a comment down below, let me know what you do when you're sick and if you beat yourself up as well. I can't be the only one who does that, right? Right. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I will see you all soon with another video.